Hello everyone, and welcome to the first of the 12 reviews of Episodic Christmas this year. I was gonna do 25 this year, but the entire Copa thing kind of freaked me out, and I didn't want to risk reviewing stuff like Rankin Bass for it to just disappear. But now it seems like that stuff is fine, but I'm still not gonna risk it right now. So I am gonna just rate it out, see how that content goes in general, and if that type of content that I make for like Rankin Bass stuff and stuff similar to that turns out to be okay, then we'll have the full 25 days next year. But for now, we're just going to do the 12 days, and we'll just mainly be focusing on the more adult-themed Christmas specials because I just don't want to be screwed over by the Copa thing. But yeah, if you don't know anything about the Copa thing, I'll maybe put a link in the description talking about it, because it's a lot to get into, and too much to get into for this one Christmas Carol review. And yes, today we are talking about the Christmas Carol. If you don't know which one we're talking about by the date, we are talking about the George C. Scott one. This one is probably like the best or second best traditional adaptations of Christmas Carol. I think it's in between this one and the Alistair Sim one on which one gets the best adaptation traditionally. There's a few weird ones that are pretty good, like the Muppet one and the Mickey Mouse one, but this is like the best traditional one, I feel like. Either that or Alistair Sim one, but I'm talking about this one this year because, hey, why not? This one's probably like the most traditional one most people have seen because, believe it or not, a lot of people don't watch black and white movies these days because they are too stupid to get past the black and white thing sometimes. But yeah, if you don't watch movies because they're in black and white, you might be doing yourself a disservice because there's a lot of great black and white movies out there that you could be watching. But yeah, into this movie as a whole, I like this movie a lot. I mean, it's basically, everybody knows this story because there's so many adaptations of this story that even if you haven't seen like a real adaptation, there's been so many parodies and so many other things that you basically know the story without like having to even like see any version of the story anymore. I feel like, I don't know if that's true for everyone, but I feel like that's true for most people. But yeah, this one is probably one of the best loyal to the book adaptation. So if you were into more of the book stuff, you might like this one a lot. I also like George C. Scott as Scrooge in this. I think he does a great job as Scrooge. I think he's like one of the best Scrooges. I think it's him, Alistair Sim, and maybe like Michael Caine are like my top three. But I don't know if you can count Michael Caine because he's a part of the Muppet one, and if talking about more traditional stuff, it's probably between those two guys. But Michael Caine also does a great thing in the Muppet Christmas Carol, but we'll talk about that when we talk about Muppet Christmas Carol in the future. But this one, I feel like it's probably, if you don't like black and white ones, this is probably a good one to watch because this one is just like, here's the traditional Christmas Carol, and here is like it's one of the more royal things to the books that you can watch probably. Maybe there's a few things that aren't in the book that could be added, but most of it is in here. Like there's a decent amount of stuff in here that I feel like people can be watching. Yeah, I feel like this is some of the best to the book. The only thing that's not really loyal to the book might be the Ghost of Christmas Past looking more like angel thing rather than anything else. Ghost of Christmas Past in the book is kind of like a shapeless thing that can take many forms. I think the best version that does that is probably the Jim Carrey one, because in the Jim Carrey one he's kind of like a candle flame thing, and I think the book was trying to do something like a flame that could, like a manipulative flame that can like control its form type thing almost. I don't know if any of what I'm saying is making sense, but yeah, that's the only downside to this one, I feel like. But this was like made in the 80s, so it's kind of like not their fault that they couldn't do what was described in the book. Computer effects were slowly becoming a thing, so even if they try to do something like the book in this one for that, it would not look good. So yeah, this one's okay with that, I guess. The only other thing is, like, I think in the book, the Ghost of Christmas Past is a guy. I think all the ghosts are guys in the book. So, score up for a more diverse cast, score down for book royalty, I guess. I don't know. I don't think it really matters, truthfully, because it's just like an archetype of, hey, this is your past. You fucked some shit up in your past. You want to talk about that type thing? You know, it's... I don't think the gender of the Ghost of Christmas Past really, like, matters to what the character is. So I think you can be fine with different genders doing different things with that character. And, like, there are multiple different versions of the Christmas Carol, so if it bothers you, you can watch a different version, really. And, like, there are different versions that do different genders for different ghosts. Like, there's an animated one with Tim Curry, and I think the Ghost of Christmas Presents played by Whoopi Goldberg. I think it was Whoopi Goldberg. I might be wrong about that, but I think it was Whoopi that played the Ghost of Christmas Present in that one. So that was interesting. So yeah, they've done some interesting stuff with the ghost. But yeah, if you want something a bit more book specific, this is probably the best, one of the best ones, besides for the Christmas Past thing being slightly different, but it's like only different in like those two minor things. Everything else is pretty spot on to the book, and like the changes made are like, yeah, that makes sense for what was happening. Like, I don't expect them to be able to be making the Ghost of Christmas Past look like a shapeless thing that can be like 50 hands at once or whatever, because that's not when this was made. Like, when this was made, that could not happen, like, realistically. Like, maybe if you got Ray Harryhausen doing some weird stop motion stuff, but it's like, that would just drive away from the story as a whole, and it's like, hey, check out this stop motion of this thing more than the actual story. So I think they couldn't do it in a way that wouldn't be distracting from the story as a whole. So I feel like they did their best with what they could do at this time, and I feel like that is pretty good for this movie. Another thing, I feel like Jacob Marley's act is scariest in this movie. I feel like this is probably the most intimidating Jacob Marley's ever been. I might be wrong about that, depending on the person, but I feel like this is probably like one of the more intense Jacob Marley's we've seen. Like, I feel like most other ones are just kind of like, hey, bro, stop being a dick, bro, you know? And this one's like, dude, you completely fucked up, bro. We fucked up in our life, bro. you know? I feel like this is probably the most intimidating Jacob Ory has been, for me at least. I feel like a lot of the adaptations, he's a bit more of a goof, and not, like, especially some of the weirder ones, he's a bit more of a goof, I feel like, with that being said, with the Mickey Christmas Carol, making him goofy. But yeah, I feel like in this one, he's a bit more intimidating, and yeah, I feel like the ghosts are really what they are in the books in this one a lot, like especially like the Ghost of Christmas Present and Ghost of Christmas Future. I feel like they fit into that pretty well, and yeah, this is a lot of decent like characterization in this one, and I feel like this one like has a great characterization and like has enough of the book loyalty and goes fast enough that it's a good movie like on its own. So yeah, I feel like this one is just like probably the best one if you want something that's completely like, hey, if you want something that's like the book, this is probably a good one to choose. But yeah, I feel like this is one of the best Scrooges, a lot of the best ghosts, maybe not all of them, but some of them are pretty damn good. And like some of the side characters are pretty good. Like you also get like a bit more of the side plots that you wouldn't get in some of the other ones in this one. So yeah, I feel like this one adds more to that character, and like you're allowed to just see like these things a bit more. But yeah, if you've not seen this one, check it out, especially if you're into the book or want to see something more like the book and you haven't read the book. Check it out. If you have seen this one, what do you guys think about this one? Do you like it compared to some of the others? Where would you rank this among the others? Do you like it more than some? Less than some? I don't know. My personal favorite one is actually Muppet Christmas Carol, but this one's probably one of the best traditional versions of the story. But yeah, I give this one 2 thumbs up, and check it out. Hey guys, what's up? CloneYoshi here. You can probably tell what day I'm filming this if you've been watching all these reviews. But anyway, I'm here to talk about the average YouTube stuff. What is up? So, if you haven't already, subscribe, and then hit that bell to get those notifications so you never miss a video. And then if you like this video, like it. If not, I don't care. And then if you have anything interesting to say, post it in the comments. And then share it with your friends if you really like this video and stuff. It will help the channel grow, and yeah. So thank you for doing all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. 3-day weekend! Yeah!